Hello again. I sometimes wonder if Keir Starmer is actually capable of telling the truth. Perhaps he suffers from some weird neurological malfunction, something a bit like Tourette's syndrome. Instead of causing him to swear uncontrollably every time he opens his mouth, though, Starmer's condition makes him tell lies whenever he speaks. Of course, a condition of this kind would not be as much a disadvantage for a politician as it would for most folk. Let's face it, we expect senior politicians to tell lies and try and deceive us as much and as often as they are able to do. It is simply what they are like, and most of us are fairly forgiving about their untruthful speeches and so on. There is, however, a limit. We might expect them to tell a lot of lies, but sometimes we want to believe that they actually mean something which they have said, especially if it's something we agree with. If they say something sensible and we nod our heads and agree, then it's disconcerting and irritating to be told later by the man that he didn't mean a word of it and it was just another of his lies. When he adds to this by lying that he didn't know why he said it in the first place, then we shake our heads in resignation and resolve never to believe another word which comes out of his mouth. Last month, as uh, he was revealing a new policy on immigration, Keir Starmer said that Britain was in danger of becoming an island of strangers. This was explicitly in connection with immigration. Many of us, and I was one, saw at once that he was deliberately echoing Enoch Powell's speech in 1968, the one often referred to as the Rivers of Blood speech. You know, the one in which Powell, referring to white people in Britain, said that for reasons which they could not comprehend and in pursuance of a decision by default on which they were never consulted, they found themselves made strangers in their own country. Now, I spotted this at once and thought that maybe, just maybe, Starmer was getting the message. Of course, left-wingers and members of visible minorities were swift to take offence and remark that Enoch Powell had indeed said something similar. And so the Prime Minister became alarmed and he decided to backpedal by pretending that he was not aware that Enoch Powell made any reference to people feeling like strangers in their own country. This is so obviously untrue that one is lost for words. It seems that even the man who wrote the speech for Starmer was not familiar either with the Rivers of Blood speech or anything to do with Enoch Powell. Starmer now says that he deeply regrets his speech, and had he been more familiar with what Enoch Powell said all those years ago, then he would never have said anything about an island of strangers. You have to admire him in a weird kind of way, because he really is the liar's liar, a man who has elevated dishonesty and untruthfulness to an art form. I shall be sorry in a way when he goes, for we shall never see his like again.